Yeah, you're gonna wait. What? Clown. Mm.
Jordan, what's up, man? We'll get started here shortly. Hold on, brother. I'm
This
setting some
man
stuff
like
up
just jumps in your stream as soon as you start. Like sheesh.
like you used to.
Yeah, when you
Why do you like Twitch so much? It's really weird.
YouTube weird. I don't like it.
You don't like what?
Marie, 10 out of 10. How's the Evermore album, you little T-Swizzle girl?
Did you not listen to what I said?
No, I did. I'm just making fun of you.
I love
It's
T
awful.
Swizzle.
It's
You
awful.
Still listen to the T-Swizzle
Like
album.
4 people put it on their stories like it was God's gift from Earth.
I love
So I went to go
T-Swizzle.
listen to
Give
it,
to
and
me.
I'm like,
Wait,
what is this song?
you have to take into account that's not your type of music whatsoever.
I know. I thought,
Absolutely opposite.
I know. I thought some things were universal. Like if someone's like someone literally put on the next story. You need to listen to this no matter what you listen to. It's the greatest thing ever. I'm like, all right, bet.
Someone's just trying to get a date. That's all that is.
Yeah. Like I told Maddie that you listen to it. She's like, yeah, it's a great album. And I'm like, you told me it was trash. And she's like, well, I like it. I'm like, yeah, because you like Taylor Swift. It's
Yeah.
not Reed's type of music. There's no way he likes that.
The plan for today, it's double XP weekend, which I can't use the XP unless which I'm pretty sure they released the new prestiges on the 16th. Maybe they released them today. I'll double check, but what this really means is we get to upgrade some weapons really quickly, which is really nice because I'm on the last pistol, which is doo-doo sticks. But let's get it today, okay?
How long is it taking you to get a gun?
Probably a total of like between 3 and 5 hours, just depending on how difficult it is. It's really the leveling up. It's not the camos that are difficult. It's like if the weapon's not leveled up, it takes forever.
Is it double weapon XP as well, or is it just?
Yeah, it's both. So I will be playing for sure Call of Duty this weekend. We're also on day 7 of our water fast, which is incredible.
Holy shoot!
I'm feeling great.
How?
How what?
How are you already on day 7? I could have sworn you just started.
No, I started
I
a while ago.
told this man he's gonna do a 40-day fast like Jesus.
I've thought about it. That's something I'm probably gonna work up to. I'm not gonna just jump into that. You can, but
We want you to ascend to the level of...
Have you weighed yourself?
yeah, I've lost. My guess is between like actual body fat. I've probably lost about 5 or 6 pounds of actual body fat, but I've dropped on this like scale wise about 20. So the first day I dropped like almost 10 pounds on the scale. And like yesterday I dropped 3 pounds on the scale. The day before I dropped 1. Today I dropped like half a pound. So
It's leveling out.
yeah, it's starting to level out. And so that's why they say like the longer I go, the more like consistent you'll start to see it. Your body obviously gets like adjusts, but on average you lose about a pound a day. So I'll go 10 days, and then I will eat normally all the way through Christmas. So I'm gonna start off with bone broth and like this soup that Heather makes, and then kind of work into some solid food leading up to Christmas. After Christmas, I'll hit another one, and I don't know if I want to try 15 days or if I just want to do 10 days.
Well, the thing is with water fasting, you're already kind of going through it right now. You quite literally, with your body weight, are losing actual pound a day with the like not having calories. So
Yeah.
the longer you do it, the more beneficial it is for your body weight to go down. At the same time, then it makes it 10 times harder to curb the addiction of the rush of food once you get it back. So once you're doing like the bone broth,
one of the things I have to avoid whenever I return, like, so I have zero desire to eat sugar, like none. There's no desire, and I'm a huge sugar tooth guy. So usually what they
you're coming back at Christmas.
right. I mean, the good thing is like I'll be hitting another fast right after if I happen to eat anything real sugary. But the thing is like they did a study, and it takes like 2 to 3 days within a water fast for you to cut out like any desire for sugar. Now, if you're doing it like normal, like when normal people eating, you know, if you just cut out sugar, it's gonna take you like a week, and then you won't have any desire for sugar. With like salts and fats, it takes up to like 3 months. And so like I've been craving like salt and fat. It's the weirdest thing. But today is the first day that I woke up, or I guess last night was the first time that, yeah, it started last night, but really noticed it today, where I was just like, I don't give a shit about food.
Have you ever tried thinking about going carnivore for like a week?
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I'm very concerned about my digestive. I've had digestive issues that put me in the hospital when I was younger, like in high school, and that's like a huge concern of mine. Of like, is it worth staying in ketosis to like try and lose weight and risk, you know, your digestive system again, or would it be better to just, you know?
So what caused the digestion issue originally?
For me, just not having, from what I could tell, I guess my digestive system isn't super strong to begin with. I don't digest like meats very well to begin with, and then just not having enough like healthy fiber in there, and so, and even now, like, if I am not careful, even if I do have healthy fibers and things like that, I still struggle, and so for me it's just not worth trying a carnivore diet, you know.
Yeah.
So
Guys, I've officially switched over from Apple Music to Spotify.
Congratulations, sir.
welcome
Now you
to
can
our world.
That's why you were watching what I was listening to. I'm like, what the hell? What?
Because I found this app that can transfer all my music that I have on Apple Music to my Spotify account. And that's literally the main reason why I did switch to Spotify, because I didn't want to have to re-find all my music I listen to.
What's the
Inside
app?
literally
What's the thing?
It's called Ship. You literally just hook up your Apple account to it, and then your Spotify account, and you choose what you want to transfer over. So I just transferred my entire playlist that I listen to over.
Nice.
And I had that 3 months for $10, so I'm like, might as well take the offer.
Yeah, no kidding. Sounds good. Congrats,
Oh
buddy.
my goodness. All right, okay, we're good. Vitamins, minerals,
Stop read all the time
multi-pack,
again.
all that's down.
What'd you say, Sky?
Now I can stalk you all the time.
That's cool. The fucking weirdo. All right.
See if you can find what I'm listening to right now.
Uh
I'm gonna
oh.
pull something up. I want to see how quickly this changes because I don't know what's left on.
Wait.
Does it say what I'm listening to?
Let me pull up Spotify.
Guys, I have 1/8 room available, and I don't know why.
You're listening to Rihanna.
What? No, I'm listening to young bands right now.
You're listening to Needed Me. I just clicked on the song you're listening to.
Oh, right now I'm actually listening to Blah 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 by Young Bands.
You should drip off this shit I was kicking to you. Baby. Dude, this is actually a good song.
Barracks, player identity, calling card to unlock weapon mastery, pistol mastery. That's cool. Alright, pistols. Whatever. Okay.
You see what I'm listening to now?
Now you're listening to Needed Me. It says you're listening to Rihanna now.
Yep. Now it says you're listening to blah blah blah.
But now I'm listening to Need You the Most by Kid Laroi. It's like a song.
It's a little delayed. Yeah.
Lewis, what's up? Hey,
Wait,
what car do you drive, if I may ask? I drive a truck. Wait, hold up. So FaZe Clan had one of their final requirements for the Phase 5 challenge was to make a viral video, right? Go viral. So FaZe Clan recruit a 6-year-old or like, you know, the Rowdy Rogan kid, the 6-year-old. Yeah. They're recruiting him, and apparently he faked his Warzone ban for the Phase 5 challenge.
He did?
Yo, if he and his parents like came up his parents came up with that, that's genius. Because because Twitter's been going nuts. That's what Jake Lucky just tweeted out 15 or 17 minutes ago.
So would that hurt him, or would that be a good thing? Because I remember watching it and I was so confused. I thought it was a legit ban because of his age, but that made no sense because they let him play the whole time.
So apparently, so someone tweeted or like responded to the tweet saying, "Can you confirm whose idea this was? I don't think a 6-year-old can think of this." And then someone responds, "The video shows Rogan suggesting the idea because his favorite gamer FaZe Jarvis went viral for getting banned."
Oh,
that's genius, bro. I hit 5 likes already.
Yo.
What? Really?
That's insane, bro. That's like any other team. If you tried that for, they might be like, nah. But FaZe, they'd be like,
"This kid's a
bro.
bro.
This guy.
This kid is gonna. I mean, he's already blown up. Like he's next. Good for him. That's nuts to me." We are on 5 likes. All right. Let me go ahead and. Jeez, that was quick.
What's up, Scotty?
Were there any new songs in Kid Laroi's deluxe album?
There we go.
I'm not sure. Sky, do you see the song it says I'm listening to right now? Does it say 10K? Okay, when it pops up to 10K, listen to it. I know you're not a fan of Christian rap, but I'm curious to see if you'd like.
Is this the song you already told me to listen to?
No, this is I think a different
6
one.
now,
but
dude. What?
This is the fastest I've ever heard a Christian dude spit before. It's insane.
Hey, we getting a lot of likes. Okay, all right. How's everyone's day today? Wait, Reed, how much snow do you have?
A whole ton.
I need to update Spotify. Maybe that's why it's bugging out.
We got a whole bunch of snow. Like if we didn't shovel or snow blow.
It's like little snowflakes by me right now.
I've never the amount of snow you just showed me. I think I've seen that once, maybe twice. Like,
yeah, y'all get like a sprinkle and everyone freaks out.
Yeah, I've seen snow plows once in my entire life.
It's still saying you're listening to
You wish you got snow there? I mean, snow. I enjoy snow from the inside. If I'm outside, I hate it. Like snow's not fun. You're wet. It's freaking freezing cold. It's gross. All right, let's double XP weekend. So we should be leveling up our. Hopefully they fix the whole. zombies, and they need to fix this hit detection because I just shot him in the head multiple times or whatever.
Let me know if that link works. Yeah, it should.
So
Because it starts off like a typical like Christian song like you hear at church, and then it goes into full rap, and the switch is insane.
You can't drive in snow. You can drive in snow. It just depends on how much you have. And there's different levels to driving in snow. Like my driving in snow versus Reed's driving in snow are completely different.
So when we have snow, we're at the point where we have to basically in Wisconsin, people don't give a crap about snow, and they drive like there isn't snow. And the issue with that is stopping. So you have to brake check people way in advance. Otherwise, you're running into someone.
See, that's a complete opposite here. You have two different people. You have guys that have their massive trucks, and so they drive like there is no snow. Then you have everyone else who doesn't know how to drive in snow at all, and so they're going like 25 and a 40, and so you have massive wrecks. I think the last time, let's say we had an ice/snowstorm hit probably a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and we had within the first, I think like from like between 6 and like 9 a.m. I think we had something like 50 wrecks. It was something insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? No one can drive here. Lubbock's made national news a few times, and one of them is for like how bad our drivers are. Kind of sad to see, to be honest. So you slept really well last night? What's up? Talk about it. Let me hear.
Yeah, so throughout the week, I don't get to sleep as much as I typically would want to, since I'm waking up at 7 and staying up till at least midnight. So I've started like making a rule with myself where on Saturdays I'll set an alarm, and if I'm feeling good, I'll wake up. Otherwise, I'll turn it off and just kind of let my body wake me up.
Yeah.
And whatever time I wake up is typically the amount of time I've lost out on sleep throughout the week.
Okay.
And typically that's between 4 to 5 hours. So I went to bed last night at like 1, woke up from my alarm at 7, and
Yeah.
I hit it until like 10:30, and that was like the perfect amount of time.
Okay, all right. So I heard that they're going to be adding gifting subs to YouTube in 2021. I don't know if that's like 100%, but
That's cool. I hope they do a deal with something where you can get... I hope they make it where if you get YouTube Premium, you get a free membership to the channel.
alright, I've never used YouTube Premium.
It's a decent service. The only thing that sucks about it is you get nothing outside of it. It's strictly YouTube. Like Twitch, with Twitch Prime, through Amazon, so there's a double purpose for it. The amount of people who would actually have YouTube Premium, once they change like the format of it, wouldn't really work.
Yeah. I know that, like my friends have, I wonder how YouTube TV compares to YouTube Premium, because my friends have YouTube TV. That's where I watch a lot of, like, if I want to watch sports, I just hit them up.
Is YouTube TV like their subscription service to normal TV?
Yeah.
See, that's another thing that's crazy about YouTube, is the future of like everything is gonna be on like YouTube.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be movies, it's gonna be TV shows.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how they blend that with content. If they're gonna make it a completely different section, or if you can find it from there. Because if you can find, let's say, from watching a NFL game to then finding an NFL commentary channel,
right,
that could be huge for...
I know if you scroll down the page below your subscriptions, there's like little sections where you can click on like gaming and sports. Now I'm not sure how I don't know, I can't say how, you know, well optimized it is, and like how you know how much searching you can do, but there's an option there to, you know, kind of filter some things out, which that's why I made the switch to YouTube, because I 100% believe that YouTube's gonna take over, because Twitch isn't willing to make the changes. And so like right now, I think Scotty hates YouTube because he doesn't like the way it's like set up, and that's fine. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, Scotty will make the switch. He's gonna be like,
Scotty, do you watch a lot of YouTube at all, or for videos? Okay, so then maybe that's why. Because like for me, I do nothing but really watch YouTube videos. Now I'm at the point where before the only reason I was on Twitch was streaming. I wouldn't even really like watch streams on there. But like now I'm kind of fully transitioned to YouTube. It's good and bad. Like the thing that sucks about Twitch, and obviously it's a streaming platform, so it's gonna be this way. But the thought of to keep it alive, you constantly have to stream. You can't really do anything else. Is kind of not a red flag for me, but it's like I'd rather do YouTube where it's like you can maintain your audience through streaming if you just make a video instead.
yeah.
You update them through there. It's just a cleaner.
YouTube just has an algorithm that works for content creators. They have a platform where they take in, like,
So, yep.
I don't know, there's so many possibilities with YouTube, and I think they are right now behind in terms of Twitch, and they're gonna be behind Twitch for a little bit, but Twitch this past year and the past couple of years has just been on the struggle bus, and I think YouTube has just got caught win after win after win. And if you saw Twizz's post about the number of hours watched, it was like 100 billion hours this past year of gaming content. Like, that is nuts. That doesn't include makeup, that doesn't include vlogs, it doesn't include anything else.
There's a lot of YouTubers right now going through a transition of content. There's one of them that like Mr. Beast always like tweets at or like retweets. And his name is like, I think it's like Mr. Gaming Donkey or something like that. He used to do like a lot of Let's Plays and like highly edited videos and like put a lot of work into like what am I gonna make this week, make one video this week. And then he started recently doing like short 2-minute like funny gaming videos where it's like a funny gaming moment, and then he talks and then puts like pictures and stuff on, and that's been insanely growing his channel, and he's able to make one every single day.
Yeah.
And he made a video about his analytics off of doing that and like it to a funny video. He's like, we're gonna take a look at the channels who make one video a month or one every couple weeks, but really good content in it. How much views do they get? Estimate how much money do they get compared to the people who just spam content.
Right.
And then he looks at the people who make spam content, and it's just mainly more money there, and viewership and growth. So he's transitioning to that, and I'm kind of like in the same boat with me, but I've kind of been in front of that.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm looking at where FIFA is right now on YouTube, which it's still growing. It's not as big as it is on Twitch by any means in terms of live stream viewership.
Right.
But the amount of people who play FIFA and around the world watch,
It's huge.
it's one of those things where I am in the blessed position where I talk crap about my time zone, where like all the UK people are asleep by the end of my stream.
Yeah.
But I can stream whenever, and people will be on because I have people watching in Ukraine. I have people watching in Croatia, UK.
The wonderful thing about playing FIFA is the fact that, and this is what made PewDiePie so huge early on, and why he's the star that he is now, is he became an international star because he spoke English, right? He was making English-speaking content, but not from
Around the world.
from the U.S. And so people from around the world that spoke English started watching it. And you playing FIFA, it doesn't matter if you're American, it doesn't matter where you come from, you're setting yourself up to be an international content creator because you're playing a game that is the world sport. I don't care. No one like, and I don't. And that's coming from an American who loves football. You know, it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah.
Soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, is the world sport. And people who don't agree with that are freaking ignorant.
So, I just want to say this real quick in terms of, so in October, I had a total of 12K views on the channel.
Yeah.
467 hours of watch time and 86 new subs. Going into November, we doubled that. We got 22,000 total views. We got 2,000 hours watched and 285 new subs. Now, already 12 days into December, we're already at over 10,200 views, 915 hours of watch time, and 110 new subs. So it is like, as long as I'm still putting something out, and that's with less videos this month too, so far. on average. Like I
That's
try to make a video
crazy.
a day
Yeah.
and or stream, but like some days I just can't force content because FIFA doesn't give me anything.
Right.
to
I
work with.
think those your like 3 to 5 7-minute videos are great, right? Because they're like bite size. They're to the point. They're real quick. You talk about what you need to talk about, but then you stream. And so when you couple the two, it's a recipe for success, and it works with FIFA, and it works within the trading world, because I think you're really, really good at trading, and I think you're doing it like, I think people initially think that trading is boring, and for me it is, but there are people that are like, how can I make coins without having to do, spending a ton of money or whatever else you do to do it, and I
Yeah,
think you
but
set yourself up for it.
It's a great marketing move too, because I was this way when it came to the stock market. So with the stock market, there's obviously tons of different stocks you can look at, their ups and downs. But what I found was I had a period at the start of COVID where I was in this dude's stream every single day when the stock market started for like a month. I'd wake up to coffee and just chill in the chat. I would talk to him, look at what he was trading with. I knew what I was trading with. I didn't even like do what he was doing. I just got in the process of like seeing how well he did compared to me. Like what stock did he get? What did I do? And I'm finding the same thing with people who watch me, where theoretically, if I'm giving you a trading tip and you're able to use that and it works, you don't have to watch another video content. And I say this all the time to people. I'm like, the goal of my content when it comes to videos and streams is videos, I show you the method. If you still don't understand it completely, I can explain it to you on stream after you've watched it to give you kind of like the last little step. And the goal is, if it works well enough for you, you don't have to watch my content again. But what people typically do is they make so much coins on it that they come back to either thank me or to see what else they can do, or to like challenge me to see who can like make more.
Right. It ends up having, you think it's not gonna, they're gonna leave. They get what they want, they're gonna leave, and it has the reverse effect of, no, we're going to stay.
But it's beautiful because it's like, so for example, I put in less effort to make these videos because I'm literally just reacting. It's like a reaction channel. I'm reacting to what new content's out, then I'm giving my 2 cents on what I think it is, and then I give a tip. And at the end of the day, any other video people watch, like I'm thinking from a standpoint of what's keeping people here, what's keeping people in streams, and what's kept me in FIFA streams. At the end of the day, it's this simple. Other content that people make, whether it's like highlighted streams or they're doing something, they're not really providing you something besides entertainment. And like for me, I know there's a lot of entertaining people in the FIFA community where that's what they do. They provide entertainment.
Right.
But by me providing a tip, even a basic tip, something that's always going to be in the game, that's an added value that will always be with me, and there's always people who still don't know that yet. So I have video, like the trading playlist too is working really well for me because I'm now linking it in chat, and every single day there's a whole nother video added to the list. So like let's say today there's 20. By the time I'm done making another one, there'll be 21 videos. And someone who's new today might go through and watch 21 videos. And someone who's new tomorrow might go through and watch 22 videos. So someone who used to be just one view in your stream turns into a view in your stream, and 22 more views on your channel, which then gets them to watch other content. It's just a snowballing effect. It's really cool.
It's awesome how that works out.
I'm curious to see, even in a couple of years, like where this goes. Because again, my goal for my channel is not like to do this full time. I just want to see it consistently increase, and without me having to put in like additional work. Obviously, if there's times I can grind, I'm gonna grind. But I want to see organically, one, how big YouTube gets overall as the years go on. And then 2, how like the FIFA side of things changes. I'm excited.
I mean, Chase, I'm really interested in how just seeing how it's going to turn out for you.
And I'm excited too to see what the Call of Duty scene turns into on YouTube, because I feel like it's still, back in the day, you know how you had the zombies people?
Yeah. They were like the only ones on YouTube, it felt like.
Well, that was like the only community.
Yeah.
Everyone else who did multiplayer, if it wasn't pub stomping, were straight on Twitch, and they were in clans and orgs, and it just made sense. But like, I feel like same thing with FIFA. There's a branding problem on YouTube where if you can become that brand,
Yeah.
you're good to go. So like for me, I'm building, not building a trading community because there's lots of people who do trading tips, but I'm trying to be a person who builds up that community in the sense of, ayo, stream your tips on here. We're better than Twitch. We can have our own community here. Let's get something going. Because honestly, if other people are doing well, you're gonna do well.
I was
It helps
thinking about this the
everybody
other night, and I was like, how did Courage or Valkyrie or any of these major streamers, how did they transition to the point where they were variety streamers? Like, how do you build the community to the point where, is it like I build up a core group around one game, and then I grow to some massive size with that, and then I switch to a different game and play a different game every now and then, and maybe it's only a tenth of what my normal viewership is, but then I return back and I have my normal growth, and then everyone talks about how great it was watching another game. Like I'm very interested in how all that works.
I'll explain it in a very simple step because it's the same thing I did. So when people change games or they want to try out new content, they stick to their tone. They don't just dive in and say we're completely changing everything.
Right.
And they don't take the negatives, they take the positive responses and see what they can do with it. So
Right.
for example, when Among Us started becoming popular, what people did was, instead of becoming complete Among Us channels, it was a thing where they did their normal content.
Yeah.
They played the games they played, Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever, Warzone, and once a week they'd make that video. But then it started popping off a little bit, where people are like, oh, I kind of liked watching that, mixed with a period where nothing else was really enjoyable on YouTube and Twitch, like in terms of games.
Right.
And so it just became 2 videos a week, 3. And then it get to a point where that content was doing so much better than the other stuff on the channel, if you look at analytics, where it made sense for them just to prioritize that
Yeah.
and then go to other stuff. Because if you remember, there was like a 2 to 3 month period where Among Us was like the go-to.
Strike team.
Yeah.
Everyone was playing that.
I
What the
also
hell
feel
just happened?
like if you have enough people that like
This is
support
incredible.
you for any game you play, they're gonna stay tuned.
The anomaly,
You read?
it's a
Yeah.
bridge to the other
That I
dimension.
think that's a lot due to one, like
You
you
know,
said, their
the one
personality and
currently
supporting them no
spinning
matter
into
what.
our
But then
reality.
2, by them having editors who make videos for them, you don't even have to like the game if it's cut entertainingly and it shows like highlights. People enjoy it.
I still need to figure out, like, I don't know if I want to do it, but I should figure out, like, how do you make bite-sized, entertaining content with zombies? That's something I need to figure out, if it's even possible. Like, I don't want to make skits, but maybe, like, that's the way to go? I don't know.
Sorry, say it again.
Making, like, skits with zombies. I should be doing more, but I'm definitely not. And I don't know. I'm happy.
Well, this was my issue with Call of Duty 2 when I was doing it on my channel originally, streaming it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the peak was. I knew, 1, I wasn't there yet, but 2, I didn't see where the end goal was, in a sense. Like,
Right.
it was kind of me growing was me playing with subscribers, and I knew long term that wasn't going to be able to be doable. Yeah, you might be able to change it to playing with like members only, AA, but
Yeah.
but it's like there was really nothing, unless you're going for like a world record. I would say, like
Right.
if you're part of the zombies community going for a world record, that'd be the only thing that really stuck out to me. Now, yeah, you can make videos on new content that comes out, double XP, little tips here and there. But honestly, it's more personality, I feel.
Gotta get that personality.
Dude, okay, I'm loving this part of the FIFA community. There's 2 parts of the FIFA community. There's the toxic pieces of crap, and then there's the I got you, bro. And I love the I got you, bro. So let me explain. There's a playlist on the channel. Not the channel. There's a playlist in FIFA where you have to get your challenges done, and it doesn't affect like your actual win-loss ratio or anything like that. You just have to get a certain amount of wins. So what people typically do is they make this super sweaty team so they can get their wins in it, and they try to go try hard, which is the worst part. But the nice part is there's people who will play, it's called golden goal, where if they get scored on, they'll leave. In hopes that when they play and they score, the other person will leave. That way you're able to get your challenges done like really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got two. I played my first game, got scored on, left. Then I just got 2 people to leave the next one for me. So it's been like 20 minutes I've been playing. I already got almost 3 wins.
He said, "I got you, bro."
I mean, typically that 20 minutes would be a full game. So I'm liking this.
Wait, has double XP has already started, right? Am I drunk? Hey,
It's a Saturday, it should.
hold on. Let me make sure it's this week.
Yeah, face claim recruit and 6-year-old Roddy Rogan faked his Warzone ban. Confirmed by the family.
December 12th at 10 a.m. PT. Oh, okay, so it starts at noon. It starts in 30 minutes. So there's gonna be an update here soon.
Probably. Sorry, not the time. Please don't die.
Wait, so Rowdy wasn't in phase yet? He was
No,
still...
he's doing phase 5.
Wow.
Yeah, and their final requirement was make a video go viral. That was their final task. Yeah.
Wait, how do you do, like, what was the criteria though with that?
I don't
like,
think
what
there
does that
was.
mean?
I think there was just, hey, figure it out. Make a video go viral. Figure it out. And so the little kid,
Genius.
yeah, basically the kid was like to his, there's like clip of him to his parents being like, hey, maybe we should, like, I don't know how he says 6, but he was like, hey, why don't we fake a ban? Because my favorite FaZe member Jarvis got banned from Fortnite and he went viral. And so I guess they got in contact with Warzone and Twitch and whoever else and faked, like, this kid is 100,000, and now this kid has to be getting into FaZe. There's no way he's not. Like, there's no way he's not getting into FaZe.
Dude, there's a thing with FaZe and underage people that just goes perfectly together for them.
They just what?
There's a thing with FaZe and underage people that goes perfectly for them, where
yeah.
they find young kids, and that's like the reason they get them. Not from like a pedo standpoint or like a take advantage standpoint. It's like, oh, the youngest player to join FaZe, the first girl gamer to join FaZe, which they gotta change that soon. They're bigoted if they don't admit that she's no longer a female. So I think it was FaZe Begs who like made a comment on that or something. All FaZe when Ewok came out as trans, they're all like, congrats, and someone took a screenshot of FaZe's tweet when they said the first girl to join FaZe, and they're like, ayo, y'all remember this?
Yo, so I think the great thing, like, so I think there are like 2 organizations that have really transcended, or in the one that's in the process. Yeah, they're the only 2 that I think are transcending gaming. FaZe has been doing it for years. 100 Thieves is on it, is going to be doing it, right? Is in the process of doing that. And I'm a huge Optic fan, and I wish I could see Optic getting to that point, and maybe they will, but they're not there.
Here's my thing with it, and let me know if I'm wrong here or I take a wrong step, because I know you're a huge Optic fan.
Yeah.
I see Optic and I see Hex as the coach that makes every player on his team a win, whether that's staying on his team or not.
Yeah.
And that's how he did it with Nadeshot. That's how he did with Scump. That's how he did with everyone who's come through his org.
Yeah.
He demanded people to make content and to find new paths.
Right.
Not because he was trying to take advantage of them for Optic, because he realized their potential for data. He took a cameraman who was just a cameraman, didn't even really have a series, and said, "Ayo, go for this."
Right.
And that's how they made, what was the series called again? Shoot.
Vision.
Vision.
Yeah.
And that is, to this day, one of the greatest pieces of content I think the gaming organization has ever put out. Just showing you, like, step by step, like, the ups and the lows, highs and lows of a gaming org and what that means.
Right.
But then on top of that, you had people like Nate Shot, where it was very much probably a conversation where they're like, "Ayo, you're gonna be bigger than us one day. Like,
Yeah.
your name is so big.
Yeah.
Do this." And at first, a lot of people when Nate Shot left were probably like, "Fuck Nate Shot. He's gonna be nothing without. He's gonna be nothing without Optic. What's he doing?"
Yeah.
Then when he started making his own org, it's, "Oh, Optic wannabe," and then you
Right.
see Hex completely supporting it
Yeah.
and helping him out behind the scenes. It's like, "Ayo, they're all winning." Like,
Yeah.
you might not realize it, but they realize it.
100%.
They're all winning.
I see Hex as like the godfather of content in like in esports. I think that he's like, you want to learn how to do this, and you want to learn how to do it well. Go join Optic if you can.
Yeah.
If you want exposure, join FaZe or 100Ds.
So here's my kind of like response to what you said about Optic. You want to see Optic be that way? I don't think Optic's ever going to be that in my eyes, at least,
Right,
or
right,
I'm
right.
never going to think of it like that. Because when I think of Optic, I think of Optic as the opportunity.
Yeah.
I look at it as the grandfather, like you said, to the gaming industry. See where they started, how far they've came, and every org off of that has gotten some sort of inspiration from Optic,
Yeah.
which is their kind of like tribute to it. I don't see Optic being the next phase. They're not going to completely change their content and everyone be clickbait and have all these like apparels. I see Scump getting his own apparel. I see Scump getting his own brand even bigger in the future.
Yeah.
I see all these guys who are pros on the teams grow their own brands, and through that you hear the name Optic. But I think that's the beautiful thing is, and I was saying this to Scotty with music artists. He was talking about how it sucks that like when some people die, you never get to hear like them on a song with someone else ever again, with like someone who had so much potential. And I was like, yeah, it's sad, but you got to realize too, a lot of these people you didn't hear of them a year ago. You didn't know who they were, or 2 years ago. And there's going to be another person you find a month from now that might be your favorite artist ever. And they never would have existed if they didn't take inspiration from the person that you were so in love with or loved their music.
Right.
And that's going to be true with a lot of these gaming orgs. I guarantee you there's a gaming org that's going to be bigger than FaZe that hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
And it's a 10-year-old watching Rowdy try to get into FaZe 5, and they're saying, damn, a 6-year-old's doing this and I'm 10, what's my excuse?
Right.
And then from there just spirals.
I agree. I think like I sit back and I envision like 50 years from now, like when all the FaZe members are old and FaZe is still ticking, like who takes over, like because
I don't know.
there's someone out there who has an idea for a gaming organization, for content, for apparel, for whatever, and it would take over the world if enough people would listen, right? And
So
God,
I was gonna just make a quick comment and say, I think I changed my mind on wanting to do this full time. It's not that I don't want to be a full time streamer. I think
Right.
that's what I'm getting at. But in order to grow, in order to see that infinite growth, infinite money, infinite opportunities, you need it to be a full time job in the sense that you can't be working a 9 to 5 if you really want to see that growth, because there's not enough time in the day. You might need that 9 to 5 to get to a certain point,
Yeah.
but like you are gonna need to get a chance. And like for me, I'm kind of realizing that now, so I'm kind of like changing my plans in my head in terms of what I want. And like at the moment, I'm gonna stay at this company for the meantime. If I continue to grow, like let's say before FIFA 22, if I get to 10K,
yeah,
and my numbers keep increasing. If I get 15K, and like the money keeps going up, the views keep going up, and the opportunities go up, and it gets closer and closer to the wage. Like right now, I'm making like $3 to $5 a day on YouTube ads and
yeah,
donations or whatever it is.
okay.
But the way I'm looking at it is, okay, so if I worked all week at my job, like average that out, that 40 hours over the course of a full week instead of that 5-day period, it's, I don't know how much money, I think it's like $150 a day or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like if I could get close to that point and then work my weekends to try to grind a little bit more and get it to maybe like $100 per day,
Yeah.
or enough for rent for the month
Right.
each month, and then other stuff too, because like I'm investing on the side as well, and that's going decent, and I don't really spend money. Where I'd be down if I was gonna, like, let's say, get another job,
Yeah.
I would be down to take like a month or two off and just absolutely grind, and then from there make the decision, okay, what do I want to do?
Yeah. Okay. I think that would be cool. Again, it's. I think what you with the way that your brain works, the things that you could do if you were to build up a big enough audience and make enough money from this.
Was them or me?
I really do think you could make a lot of changes and still be happy, and not necessarily have to do maybe some of the work that you're currently doing, even though I know you're happy at your current job, you know. But
I'm happy at it, but at the same time, like when I'm doing my work, I have FIFA on the side. I'm thinking of FIFA ideas. I'm trying to record a video.
Right.
Like I'm doing all this stuff on the side where it's like, damn, I wish I was able to focus on this my whole day, because
yeah,
it's just I look at the amount of stuff I'm able to do now. It's like, imagine if you gave me 8 more hours in a day.
8 more hours. 8 more hours.
8
I
more
definitely think
hours.
that there's a more there's definitely a different level of motivation to play when you're making consistent money, and not that you shouldn't love to play in general. Like you should 100% love to play the video games that you're playing and enjoy streaming or making content or whatever the case is. Like when you start getting paid to do it, there's another level of like, okay, I don't want to play today, and then you're like, but
But it's like real world respect too.
Yeah.
Because there's a level of, oh, you're playing video games.
yeah,
That's a waste of time. Oh, you're playing video games and making money.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you? Shoot your shot. Do what you got to do.
right,
It's like it's a universal level of respect that even though like you hear people talk about, oh, I don't do it for the money, I do it because I enjoy it. It's the money that gives them the respect. So for example, if someone's playing a professional sport, it's like, yeah, they might be really good at their sport and people love them, and you ask them about it, it's like, yo, I don't do it for the money, man, I just love the sport. Yeah, but if this was your full-time job and you weren't making anything off of it and you had to get another job, it'd be a little bit more difficult, right?
of course.
So it's like one of those situations.
Yeah. It's really, like, I get really, really annoyed when I see someone that's like, oh, you're playing video games for a living, like, you're soft, or you don't have the right to complain about things, or you should shut up, or like, why don't you try and go get like a real job or something like that, and you're like, ooh, nice snap. It's like, one of the things, it's like, streaming is not easy. And anyone that's ever tried it, and like, yeah, the first week is pretty easy, to be honest, when you first start. Second week it gets a little less easier, and by like week 3 and 4, maybe even 5, you're just like, mentally you're drained. Physically you're like, holy crap, I didn't realize that like sitting down and like trying to entertain people for hours on end, that's not easy. It's draining, it's hard, and it's monotonous, depending on the type of games that you play, you know. And so yes, I'll never claim that this is like as hard as laying concrete, because it's not. I know people that lay concrete. I know how hard that job is. But you know, this isn't an easy job, and this is the entertainment world. It's just as hard as becoming an actor or anything else, if not harder at this point, you know what I mean? And why we have so much respect for actors and musicians and artists in terms of, you know, making, you know, paintings and things like that, but they don't respect content creators blows my mind. It's weird to me.
Well, it's one of those things too where I feel like part of the respect that people get through like gaming and through just anyone following their passion is like, how did you do it, man? How are you able to do it?
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? I took that risk.
Yeah.
And then that's motivating to people who haven't taken that risk. And whether it works for them or not is besides the point. It's the fact that someone took a chance on it.
Yeah.
People just nowadays aren't willing to take chances, and that's, I think, one of the worst things about our society is, like, if you look at the world, and like COVID's a perfect example. I was listening to a podcast where they talked about this perfectly. When we lock down in the United States and we have to stop working, it's not us that gets affected the most. It's the
Right.
people in third world countries that rely on us and what happens for them to live. And I think it was in Africa, they were trying to do lockdowns, and one of like the leaders of one of these farms, he said it perfectly. He said, "You can't lock us down," and they're like, "Why not?" He's like, "If you lock us down today, we don't eat tomorrow." And it's like, wow, yeah, because their job is literally giving them food, and if they can't do that, they are out.
Yeah. I had a thought and it just slipped my mind. I had a thought and it slipped my mind. Oh, I was gonna ask Scotty, have you been streaming at all? Has like when you started streaming, did it change your perspective at all?
Yeah, fucking great. Like, when I was like grinding to get the affiliate, and I was like, getting 8 hours straight. Yeah, I can literally feel my depression like super bad.
Yeah.
And I'm just like I need to stop, bro.
I think the hardest thing for people to understand is it's the pressure you put on yourself that's the hardest when it comes to streaming.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can't show while you're streaming, or like you don't know how to show it because you're just kind of in the process of doing it. And then once you like stop streaming, like for example, I think I made a comment for Scotty at one point. Oh, you giving up on the grind already? And it's like I wasn't trying to be an asshole in the sense of like I don't understand what he's going through. It was just one of those things where I'm like, oh, respect. He's starting to see how it takes an emotional toll on people.
And like I'm just not used to anyways talking to people constantly with a smile on my face and for always doing that. I never always like that, so it's even more draining, I feel like, because I'm forcing myself to constantly be smiling and talking to people.
Yeah. Again, it's not like working out, like being a bodybuilder and working out 8 hours a day. Like it's not like that kind of draining. Is there some physical drain? Yeah. But it's like it's a mental, emotional, like roller coaster because at least for me, like I'm super competitive, so I put a lot of I have high expectations, and even when I try not to, I can't help it. I end up having high expectations, right? And then I get sucked into like looking at analytics, and then you do something that's really, really cool. You have like a really good day, a really good stream. You're like, oh damn, I gotta capitalize on this. And if you've never been down this path before, you don't realize that like that one day is not gonna repeat itself the next day. Like that is that one day, and you gotta treat it as such. And so then the next day you're like a little bit demoralized. You're like, well, what did I do different? It's like you didn't do anything wrong, or like what did I do wrong? Nothing. You didn't do anything wrong. People didn't show up today, or whatever the case is. And so then you have that in the back of your head, and then you kind of realize that like even though you're talking to people in chat, you're still in a room alone in most cases. You know?
That's the hard part.
And so you're just like when you turn everything off, it settles into like, damn, like I really am in my house alone. So I don't know. I think when you get to the level of, and this is like the whole mindset of the grass is greener on the other side kind of thing, but I feel like when you get to a certain level, it probably becomes a little bit easier. There's maybe less expectation, maybe not. Maybe there's more expectation. I'm really interested in like, for me, like how far can I go? And getting to a point where, like, I want to hire people, like, because I don't want to do everything. Like, I'd like to be able to stream, but I want to hire someone to, like, let's hire someone to edit and make thumbnails. And, like, how do you start building? I'm really interested in the business building side of, like, YouTube and, like, where that's heading in the next 10, 15, 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the game playing is fun, and I will always enjoy playing video games, but it's not the same as... it doesn't bring the same level of excitement anymore as like the idea of building a business.
Because it's like we all have a way of wanting to leave a legacy of some sort.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it, is you don't know until you're in that situation where it's like, hey, I am capable of doing more than I'm already doing.
Right.
and it's finding the way to get to that point. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Lights out.
Maddie with her soon-to-be sister-in-law.
Wife is calling. 1 second.
She's with her soon-to-be
Hello?
sister-in-law.
Yo, what's up?
They're looking at dresses for her
Streaming.
for her
What's
wedding.
happening?
And Maddie
What?
sends me a Snapchat. She's like looking at all these wedding
Where?
dresses. Makes me so excited to want to
Are
marry
you
you.
out there? Okay.
Anything else to that, or
No, I was just like, I just got all tingly inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Got all
I would.
tingly
I don't mind. I would love to.
I'm excited,
Yes. What? Do I
you
need to
getting
have to-
excited about anything? Better be careful. Better be careful, world. Scotty's excited again.
Okay.
Shut up.
Cool.
Dude, it's so crazy how fast a Lauren Daigle came on
Okay,
my
yeah.
playlist. It's like so fucking crazy how like fast I immediately just feel like
Cool.
I have presence when
Just
I
send me all the
listen to her.
information.
Like as
Yeah.
soon as
there
I
an
heard her
alarm?
voice come out, I immediately got that just rush through my entire body. And it's like
Okay,
she hasn't even started
cool.
singing yet.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Ooh, I love that Christian artist. They're my favorite.
Huh?
I said I love that Christian
Okay,
artist.
sounds
They're
good.
my favorite.
Yeah.
I make sure they remember me because I walk
Alright,
around.
love you too.
Yeah,
Bye.
dude.
Give me
Lil
30
Uzi Vert
piece.
is like Little Uzi is like the best Christian rapper. Are you taking it?
Alright, I'll be shutting down the stream here soon. I gotta
You
go.
know, statistically, I just win every time.
I gotta go help out a friend take care of their puppy.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna head out too.
Should be
I gotta
back
go
in
make
like
a video and
an
stuff.
hour.
That's good. I might be on later. I'll probably be streaming too. Alright, wait.
Alright.
Exfil window open.
Alright. Alright, stream. I know that we started this this stream like an hour ago, but I am gonna go help out a friend and her puppy. They're at work, and their puppy's been in the kennel for about 4 hours, and she doesn't have anyone to take care of it. So I'm gonna go check on it, take care of it, let it out, play with it a little bit, get to know Tinkerbell a little bit, and then I'll come back and stream later on. Even though double XP is starting in 4 minutes, but we were gonna have to restart anyways. So I will catch you guys later. I'm out of here. Goodbye.